Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. I am your host, Chat Daddy, and tonight is a 1 hour long special show as we prepare for the vice presidential debate. Tonight, our current Vice President Mike Pence will be debating Kamala Harris out of California. They'll be debating tonight in Utah City, Utah, and the debate will start at 9 p.m. Central Time, 8 p.m. No, I take that back. 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 8 p.m. Central Time. So we will be ending our show at exactly 8 o'clock tonight so that we're all able to partake in tonight's vice presidential debate. I have another great show planned for your listening and viewing pleasure this evening. As I said before, tonight we're going to do a special 1 hour show. And this show tonight, we'll talk about the latest COVID-19 update. We'll also make you familiarize with everything that is going on tonight with the vice presidential debate taking place in Utah. And then later on in the show, we'll meet two Generation Zers. Yes, they're the newest generation that are coming into our workforce. They would be young people who are the early 20-year-olds. And so tonight we'll meet two sisters who will talk to us about being Generation Zers, what they feel about everything when it comes to the election, COVID-19, Brianna Taylor, as well as George Floyd. Well, in the co-host chair tonight is no stranger. Our good friend Kay Renee is back. It seems as if she's here with us every week now. We love and adore her for that. She has on those glasses again tonight, so that means Kay Renee is being real serious. She has on her serious journalistic glasses tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. Our good girlfriend, Miss Kay Renee of Karen's Nuggets. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, good afternoon, Chat Daddy. Thanks again for having me on the show tonight. And what a historic night it's going to be.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You and I have said that, the nights of these big debates and the fact that we want to be civically engaged in the well-being of our country and this election process, that we would do a quick 1 hour show, get everybody up to speed, tell everybody the importance of voting, what they need to know about tonight, what they need to look out for. And then we'll meet these two wonderful Generation Zers, who I'm very excited to talk to these young ladies tonight about the future of our country and what they think about everything that's going on. So what's new in your world, Kay Renee?
Just trying to be socially distant, making sure I'm wearing my mask.
Yes, you got that mask, baby. You got that mask.
Got that mask on,
baby.
When I go out. Yes. Wait a minute. Let's do it together.
All right, here we go. I feel like flight attendants, right? Mm-hmm. Yes, put your mask on before you assist anybody else.
Yes, and I'm actually going to vote earlier than anticipated after what the debacle of the debate, the presidential debate last week. And of course, we know our current president contracted COVID and is, by the grace of God, was released from the hospital and back in the White House. And, he wanted to take his mask off to let everybody know that he is strong and all that. So I said, you know what? It is really time. We're going to talk about the importance of voting, but my spirit said, you need to do this sooner rather than later. So I will be early voting within the next few days, making sure that my vote will count.
Well, you know what's so crazy, Karen, is last Tuesday evening, we were preparing for the first presidential debate.
Yes.
And last week, this time, we were having a show to just pick apart everything that happened. And then again, I go to bed Thursday night into Friday morning. And again, thinking, I'm hearing things wrong at 1 a.m. in the morning. Now the president has tested positive for COVID. The first lady has tested positive for COVID. I said, oh, no, something is going on.
I had texted you, say, can you believe this? Is it soap opera, as the White House turns? Is it happening?
Yes. It really, the White House. The White House now is really a reality show.
It is.
To me, it's no longer a governmental agency at all. It is
No,
a reality show. Every day
it
is
is.
something new and different. I even love how one of the late night hosts said that when Trump got back to the White House, he decides to ascend up that stairwell.
Yes.
He was like, listen, Michelle and Barack were in top-notch shape and they never climbed them damn stairs. What
Hello.
would make your old under sedation but climb them stairs? He probably had to take that mask off because he couldn't breathe once he got up
More
them damn stairs.
and let's not forget he is morbidly obese. He is 74 years young. And even the first lady, have you seen her since she's been contracted the disease? No. She's staying
Baby,
her butt back in the house
we
to
ain't
try
seen
to
her.
quarantine. You know
We
what I'm
ain't
saying?
we ain't seen her. We have not
We
seen
have
the
not
first
seen her
lady.
at all.
You understand me? Right. Yeah. So I don't know. So all I know is that we've got to vote, do the right thing, and just believe in that all of this is just a nightmare right now and that it will eventually change. I promise you that. All right. So here we go. We got a couple of people. I don't know what to believe regarding Trump and COVID-19. We don't know what to believe.
We don't know either.
We just don't. It's unbelievable. Well,
And all right, before you go on, 24. Let's recap and let your audience know. 24 of his inner circle, people from the White House, have been contracted now with this disease, this virus. It's like he's a human petri dish. Why would you subject yourself and other people around you to have this disease if you just feel that that the best thing since sliced bread? And that just really is so scary. That is right. He's receiving top-notch care, medical care, and then people who have this disease who cannot breathe, what, are they getting the top-notch care? I'm sure they're getting the best care that they can. They're not doing crazy stuff that he's doing. And one of your readers just put steroids will make you do some crazy.
Yeah, my
stuff.
good friend Patricia Arnold. I ran into her last week in Hyde Park. It was good to see you, Patricia. Thanks for tuning into the show. Listen, I told you I have a friend right now in rehab who is fighting for his life. And this man used to be a bodyguard. You get what I'm saying? And this poor man, was just telling me yesterday, he said, listen, if you have talked to me 2 weeks ago, I wouldn't even have had enough energy to even do a complete sentence with you. He said, I can't even give you the timeline of really what happened to me. All I know is I'm the only person in the house that contracted COVID, and I'm in a rehab center now because I can't go home and I'm, the one with the COVID. So no, this is ridiculous. No, my friend is not walking around tapping hand railings and waving and riding in hermetically sealed limos and all of that. My friend is in a rehab center fighting to get better each and every day. So I just don't understand what that's all about.
I don't either. But
yeah,
we're gonna get through this. We will get through this.
Okay. All right. Well, with that being said, I want to give you guys the latest COVID-19 update numbers for the state of Illinois. Illinois health officials announced today 2,630 new known cases of COVID-19. Unfortunately, we had 42 additional fatalities. That number's back up high again. Wow. This brings the total number of known infections in the state of Illinois to 307,461. With a statewide death total now at 8,878, and that's since the beginning of this pandemic. Officials reported that 58,820 new tests have been administered in the last 24 hours. The state has surpassed 6 million total COVID-19 tests, and our new statewide 7-day positivity rate is at 3.5. So we just want to tell everybody, if you want to get tested, there's no insurance requirements now. You feel well not, and you want to get the test. Most places are offering the test now, and please go take the test if you feel as if you are just, or you just want to know. Latest numbers.
I'm sorry, what was that, sweetie?
I said, what do you think about the latest numbers I just read
It's
off?
just it's just it's really surreal to hear these numbers, especially the fatalities. I know nationwide we're now, I think it's 24 states that you cannot, if you go to those states, you definitely, when you return back to Illinois, you have to self quarantine. The
Mm-hmm.
number of deaths is, it's just really surprising.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just, again, I'm sure there are people who are following our current president, who are following his lead and feel that, I guess if he's okay, I'm okay. Well, no, that's not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really, what do I say on your show, Art? Mask it or casket is
That's
your
right.
choice.
That's right. Mask it or
Or
casket is
casket.
totally up to
It's
you.
up to
Uh,
you.
if you don't want to walk around and wear your little mask and do the right things and do what we always tell you guys to do it on this show,
Right?
any of our Undertaker friends are always available to take your
Okay.
phone call. They're always available to take your money. Don't let them fool you. Okay, they always are
Exactly.
available to take your money. They'll make sure you get a proper send off because you did not want to do the right things when it came to COVID-19. Well,
Exactly.
K Renee, tonight is the big night.
Yeah.
Tonight is the first debate between the two vice presidential candidates. Of course, our current Vice President Mike Pence, and of course, the lovely Senator Kamala Harris of California. They will meet in Utah tonight. And
Mhm.
K Renee, they have some rules: 12 feet apart.
Yes.
uh, Kamala has asked that dividers have been put up, around, and Pence at first was against it. Now he's
I
had to
know.
stand down on that. And I don't
Mhm.
understand what he would be so against. You know what I'm saying? If you have great microphones, if you have great lighting, then what would be the issue of barriers being put up? Barriers are up everywhere else you go.
But here's the thing, Art. He is the chairperson of the COVID task force. So you
Yes,
would think, now God gives us discernment and he gives us those five senses and a brain. You would think, going through what we're going through, you would want to say thank you, Kamala, even though we may have some differences, and I'm sure they're going to talk about that tonight, of these differences. But you would think, okay, she's thinking of me as well as everyone else. But for him to say, had a very snide remark, and I'm sure, as I spoke to you before we went live, I said that the one thing that Kamala is smart, she is fierce, but she is a sister. And we know as sisters, we will give you side eye in a New York minute. And I guarantee you,
absolutely.
the moment that she even heard that, she gave the side eye. She's like, all right, you
Right.
gonna do you? Right. But we're gonna have these plexiglasses up here. Otherwise, we
Yes.
don't do no debating. Now, how about
Yes.
that?
Yes. Well, I was telling a friend earlier today, I said, remember back in the day when you used to would tell people what your dad did for a living? And I
Yes.
said, imagine if your dad was a plexiglass salesman back in the
Oh my
day.
goodness.
Because really, for people that live in the hood, plexiglass is a normal part of life. We talking about, you ordering the number two through bulletproof glass, you
Exactly.
getting your food through that little carousel. So
Yeah,
if you from the hood, honey, plexiglass has been a part of your life all your life. But
exactly.
now your dad would be the hottest man on the block selling plexiglass because now
And
everybody needs plexiglass.
and he be the richest man, not just the popular. He be very rich.
Yes, yes. So it's just amazing to me that something that was a hood protector and a crime deterrent is now something that needs to be placed everywhere you go.
Yes.
And the plexiglass business is booming right now.
Because Art, what started this was Jamie Harrison, who is the Democratic nominee for Senate in South Carolina, who's running against the incumbent Lindsey Graham,
Uh-huh.
had his plexiglass during their debate over the weekend. And I
Uh,
guarantee you that's what Kamala said. That's what I'm about to do. He did it.
uh-huh.
We're gonna have it for this debate too. And I wouldn't be surprised if our current president is able to do the debate next week. Because Biden said if he does not test negative, we do not debate.
That's right. And I'm with Biden. I'm with
I'm
Biden
with him on that.
100%. This egomaniac needs to be stopped. If it look, mister, everybody else I know has to wait the 10 to 14 days. You need
That's
to wait
right.
10 to 14 days too. And you need to subject to another test. You need to
Yes.
come, yes, your test needs to come back negative. Absolutely.
Negative.
Well, tonight is a very historical moment. Kamala Harris will become the first Black female and the first South Asian female to participate in a general election presidential campaign. And so, Kay Renee, as a Black woman, as a business leader, what does this mean to you? And I can't wait to talk to our Gen Zers later about the
Oh,
same thing.
I am just very proud because I remember the first one was Shirley Chisholm, who ran for president
Right,
back in the 70s. I was a young girl, and she brought her seat to the table. And so to see now, many years later, now almost 50 years later, to have Kamala Harris, who is, African American, Jamaican, Indian descent, that has really risen up the ranks to
right.
get to this stage. And this is a very important debate that a lot of people don't understand. That, let's be real here. Both of the presidential, our current president and our Democratic nominee, they're of age. And it's going to be really important. I really believe the debate that we really want to see is this debate. We wanted to see it last week between the two candidates, and unfortunately, it went haywire. I
Yes,
really believe the two, both Mike Pence and Kamala, will have a meeting of the minds. Yes, they're going to debate, and yes, their voices may get a little high, but at the end of the day, I think for those who are still wondering who to vote for based on the issues, they're going to tackle the issues tonight. They're going to talk about COVID. Definitely, that's the number one thing they're going to be talking about is this
hmm,
pandemic. And I guarantee you, Kamala's going to look at Pence and say, hey, you are the head of the COVID task force. How's that working out for you? How do you think you've
right.
done thus far up until this point?
Yes,
She's
yes.
going to
I
have to
could.
defend that.
I agree. You're right. You're
Yes,
100% right. Well, you're
yes,
absolutely right. The believe it or not, these will be the two oldest men to run for office of president in the history of the entire running for president.
wow.
Trump is 74 years old and Joe
Mhm.
Biden is 77
77.
years old.
Yes,
So this will put a huge emphasis on whoever that VP is and
yes,
whoever, continues to lead the way, because really, to be honest with you, both of them at their age are what I consider slightly out of touch. They come from a different demographic, a different way of
right.
thinking, all of that. But we've got to do something to make this country, much better than what it is right now.
Absolutely. I agree with you wholeheartedly. So that's what I think for me as a Black woman, to see someone that looks like me is about I mean, she's making history each and every day. But it's one thing I really like about Kamala. She is definitely one of the most articulate women I've ever met, and dealing with, I've watched her in the confirmation hearings when they were confirming Justice Kavanaugh and all those hearings that she's participated in. That woman knows her stuff, and she's going to
Yes,
use that skill set when it comes to talking to Pence. And as I said earlier, she is a sister. Don't get it twisted.
right.
Even though she's very articulate, she will give a side eye if need be.
Yes. Well, shout out to photographer, award-winning
Yes,
photographer and cameraman, Mr. Mario Eugene Page.
yes,
Mario was a fixture here in Chicago back in the day. He currently resides in Atlanta with his beautiful wife and daughter. Mario was a cameraman here at Channel 2 in Chicago back in the day and a great photographer. He also was the DJ for my relationship chat when we were at
cool.
Jazz and Java Coffee Shop on 34th and King Drive. Well, Mario is the gentleman who shot the wonderful picture of the ladies
Yeah,
of the Divine Nine marching off to the polls to vote. And it is just such a groundbreaking photo. Congratulations to just all of the
yes,
ladies of the Divine Nine coming together to make that beautiful, picture happen. And Mario, for you capturing it, Mario got a shout out on The View today.
Yes, he did.
And we want everyone who shares that picture to please give Mario Eugene Page credit for this. He recently lost his mom, and this, I'm sure, is just making his mom smile down, from heaven, that her son did something that, he's already incredible as it is, but that he's done something now that is capsulated here in history and will always go down as a phenomenal picture. Yes, it is. Yes, and he did some other great pictures. Yeah, absolutely. All right, what else you got? Nancy Pelosi is trying to get us some more money. Nancy wants us to get a stimulus package. Yesterday, he said no. Now he's changing his mind.
And wait, that we talked about this because when we talked offline, I was mad as you know what. But then I forgot this man is on steroids. And one of your just said it and typed in her comments. Steroids will make you do some crazy stuff. I mean, he was tweeting. He did 52 tweets, I believe, in under 2 hours last night because he couldn't wait. He couldn't do no tweeting while he was at Walter Reed. So he was just trying to catch up, make up for lost time. And I saw Nancy's interview on The View, and she said she has been trying to put this together, this package for forever, it seems. And they have not spoken, the two of them, live. It'll be a year to this month. So he's backtracking as he's notorious for doing. She's going to that woman's going to keep pushing until she gets what she needs to get for the American people.
Well, let me put it to you like this. Not only have we been dealing with a global pandemic, the fact that many people are sick, there are so many people that are unemployed and steady losing their jobs every day. Let's even just look at the number of deaths we've had. We've had over 211K people die from coronavirus, just Americans, since February. Now, keep in mind, the following places are all filing for bankruptcy or in trouble: JCPenney, J. Crew, GNC, California Pizza Kitchen, Ruby Tuesday, Century 21, Lord & Taylor, Neiman Marcus, Pier 1,
Imports,
the Men's Warehouse, Gold's Gym, 24-Hour Fitness. Think about the number of people who are being impacted by this economy being so bad, and people being out of work and in need of just basic necessities. That something must be done. I just said yesterday that the residents of Canada are receiving $2,000 a month during this pandemic for those that are out of work and need assistance.
It's just really sad that we're supposedly the most richest country in the world, and we are going through our own, not only just the pandemic, but our own economic pandemic with the American people. It is just really sad. And again, I will say it, everyone has that voice. You have a voice. We are 27 days now until making your voice count. So you can go to iwillvote.com. You can go to voteamerica.com. You can look at what in your state, what are the deadlines to register to vote, to go do early voting. It is important because you have to vote as if your life depends upon it, because ladies and gents, it really does.
Yes.
Michelle Obama. I don't know
you took the words out of my mouth.
I don't know if you saw her video, her closing argument video. She hammered. She's a fellow Dolphin. She put the hammer down. She let everybody know. Truly, she spoke from her heart. She said, "Y'all you got to vote." Both you and I, we have ancestors that died because they could not vote. I think of my late father, who was born in Mississippi, one of the most impoverished states. It's still in the nation, and it's important. I can't stress it enough to do your civic duty and go vote. Period. I think if everybody votes, every eligible person registers and then votes, it's going to be a different ball game.
But then a friend of mine's played devil's advocate with that. As many people as we're trying to convince to go vote, what if the opposition or the other side has that many more people that rise up and go vote?
Well, I just feel that I cannot make the claim of go and vote if I don't vote. So I will do whatever I can to encourage people to vote. We're not saying who to vote for, but you should do your civic duty. That's one thing that my both of my late parents had taught me. You do your civic duty. You have a right to vote. People in your family died for this right. Don't take it for granted.
Right.
So we don't know what's going to happen on November 3rd, but at least I can say, and I can sleep well at night knowing that I exercise my right to vote.
That's right. And it's imperative that you also exercise your right to vote, ladies and gentlemen. Very easy and simple. You can do a quick Google search of whatever area you're in to find out about early voting, where you can go early vote. If you want to do the by mail ballot, it is still not too late for that. Right. Illinois State Governor J.B. Pritzker said today in his press conference that, you can still vote by mail if you are not registered to vote and want to get registered to vote. You can do it all the way up to election day, but right. We're asking that you not wait that late. Do what's necessary and get your vote counted. Get your vote in and make sure you get it counted. Okay. And that's what we want to make sure you all do. Yes. All right. Kamala Harris is a former prosecutor. Exactly what we need right now. Yes, that's right.
I agree, Miss Janet. I agree.
Janet, I'm with you too. Absolutely. I agree. We need something good to happen for this country. All right. What else do we want to talk about? What else you got in that news bag over there of yours?
Well, I wanted, because I did. Oh, we heard about George Floyd. I texted that to you about the officer is now released on $1 million bail. And I know there are a lot of people who are not happy about that. But I know it's the law. But it's still, even to hear his name associated with what has transpired back on Memorial Day weekend, and to find out that he's been released.
Yes.
What he said? What's up with that?
What's that all about? Yeah.
I have no idea. And I'm sure I would be remiss if he's probably has some security surrounded around him.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure. Because, we weren't expecting that. And you would have to be very fearful of your life. This man has made worldwide news with that, chokehold. So, knee in that man's neck. So, yeah, just not good at all. Not good at all. All right. What else you got on Hot Topics tonight?
And then Brianna Taylor. Yes. I don't know if you know, the Louisville Metropolitan Police Department released all the internal investigative files on Miss Taylor. There is a website that you can go to and you can view for yourself of all the information. Now, of course, the Kentucky General Cameron is feeling his ego has been spurned because there's some people that really talk about it. In fact, Megan Thee Stallion, she did a powerful performance on Hip Hop Awards. I didn't see it, but I saw the bits and pieces. I said she called him out like what, and he just got so hurt. Well, my thing is, as a Black woman, and I will say this: if somebody coming in my house, knocking on my door, not giving their saying who they are, if I have a concealed carry and I'm waking out of my sleep, game over. I still, my heart goes out to Brianna Taylor's family, because this woman, again, she died while sleeping.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me. And it's really time. I'm really glad there are people who are taking account of who they are. We are people. All of us are. We are humans. Right. We just happen to have a different hue, but we are just as important as the next person. And our lives should be valued.
Right. I agree with you 100% on that. I do. Yep. All right. Anything else we need to cover real quick?
I think we're good for right now. Yeah, I think we're good. We're getting ready we got 30 minutes left until the historic debate hits the airwaves on ABC.
I know. So are you fixing hors d'oeuvres and martinis and all that?
No, I have my Crystal Light. Last time I was drinking wine for my birthday. That was a little...
Yes.
I said, no wine. I will not drink any more alcohol until November 3rd. Then we'll see what happens there. Right?
You're staying away from alcohol until after this election.
After the election, because then I'll have a reason to celebrate.
Honey, I wish I could be that disciplined. I wish I could be. You're right. I may need some alcohol to get through this debate tonight. We're living in such stressful times
I
now that
know.
it's just crazy. It really is. Well, we want to take a few moments to announce the fact that singer Johnny Nash has passed away.
Yes.
His government name was Johnny Lester Nash Jr. He was a pop and reggae singer, and he was most widely known for his song "I Can See Clearly Now," which was a
Yes.
chart topper in the US and the UK back in 1972. He made his transition at the age of 80. And here's an interesting fact. He was the first non-Jamaican to record reggae music in Kingston, Jamaica. And so,
Really?
yes, he was. And I have an aunt in New York who told me many years ago, and I had heard my mother's people talk about how he was related to us, like he was some distant cousin or whatever the case may
Mhm.
be, but I've never met him. My thoughts and
Mhm.
prayers go out to the family, but you know how they said, well, that's your cousin so and so's so
Yes.
and so, so and
Yes.
so. And back in the day, that was very common. Actually, opera singer Leontine Price was also related to my family because we would go visit the Price relatives when they lived out in Harvey. And so,
Wow.
yes, so absolutely.
I've got something for you.
Oh,
My
really?
Florence Ballard, who was one of the Supremes. I'm related to her on my father's side.
Oh,
It's a
really?
yes, and I said, well, I can see why. Now I can see the wittiness, and because Flo didn't play, she had a beautiful voice, but her
Right.
great great grandmother and my great 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 grandmother were sisters.
Now, see, wait a minute. Now, repeat that again for me.
I
Yo, what was what to your what?
She is related to me on my father's side. Actually, my paternal grandmother, that was her great great. I think it's three great grandmother,
See,
and then
see,
her great 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 grandmother were sisters.
and
Florence
see,
Ballard.
all of that nowadays, we don't even go that far back. You know what I'm saying? Right. When I even posted that on social media, I was like, oh, by the way, this guy was a distant cousin of my late mother. And again, these were people older than my mother telling me this man
Right.
was related to us. So I don't know. But again, thoughts and prayers. If
Yes,
Johnny Nash is really my relative, and if there's an
that's right.
inheritance or an endowment for long lost cousins, I am here, cuz I'm right here.
That's
I'm
right.
right here. I'm waiting to collect that money, cuz I'm
That's
right here.
right.
I really am. All right. Well, for those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Wednesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. Tonight is a short show because we're in anticipation of the vice presidential debate that will be taking place at 8 p.m. Central Time tonight. It is between our current vice president, Mike Pence, and our future vice president, Senator Kamala Harris of California. And I'm just prophesizing. I'm
Put it
just
out
saying,
there. That's right.
I'm just putting it out there.
Put
I'm
it
just
out there.
saying. So we'll see. Kay Renee is my very special guest co-host tonight. Glad that you guys are tuned in for this hour of power. In just a few moments, I'm going to introduce you to two adorable sisters who are Generation Zers. Yeah, they
Oh goodness.
Zers. They had to inform me about it. I thought they were still millennials. No, they're
That's what I
Zers.
thought too. They
So
Z.
yeah, no, honey, they Z. So we're gonna meet the
Okay.
Z's. I had
All
brunch
right.
with these divas and I love them. So we'll
All
meet them in
righty.
just a minute. But we want to remind everyone to please wear your mask. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. So please wear your mask. Do
Mhm.
whatever you need to do to stay safe. Make sure you wear
That's
cute
right.
masks to match your outfits. We want to remind everybody to sanitize. It is super important that you stay
Yes.
healthy and safe. We prefer that you use soap and water. Soap and
Yes.
water gets everything clean, but if you don't have any soap and water, some hand sanitizer will work. But we
Yes.
do push that soap and water. We want you to social distance. You know what that
Yes.
means. 6 feet back. You don't want nobody up on you. If we can see
That's
the
right.
tracks of your lace front, they too close to you.
Woo!
Right. If they can see the tracks of your lace front, they too close to you. So tell them to get
Oh
back.
no.
And most importantly on this show, what do we say? If you're not feeling well, keep
Keep your
your
ass
ass
at
in the
home.
house. No more. Keep your ass in the house. If you ain't feeling good, keep your ass in the house. If you're not
That's
feeling
right.
well, call your job and do this. Hello. I guarantee you, they'll tell you keep your ass in the house and they'll pay you for the day. I promise you that. So
That's
protect
right.
yourself, do what's necessary, but make sure you wear your mask, social distance, sanitize, and stay at home if you're not feeling well. All right.
That's
So our
right.
next segment, you ready for our next segment, Kate Renee?
You know I am ready to see the sisters.
Yes, amen. These are two adorable sisters who are Chicagoans. They are one's off at school, the other one's back here. These
Okay.
young ladies are just a ball of hope and energy for our future because they are our future. These young ladies are very opinionated. They have a lot of thoughts and feelings about things. And you know, the one thing that we try to do on this show is to bring all the generations together. So I'm just so honored to welcome these two young ladies. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves tonight and tell you a little bit about who they are, but they're actually just beautiful ladies. Let me bring, and this one is actually a return guest. Hello,
Hi.
darling.
How are
Hey,
you?
hey, this is a return guest to the show.
Hey,
Hey,
Hello.
honey, how you feel?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Glad to see you tonight. You look great and all of that good stuff. What's new?
Nothing. I just got off work, so that's why I'm a little
Make,
proper. Yeah.
That's all
make your
right. That's
coins,
all right.
girl. Make your
That's right.
coins.
We proud of you. We are.
That's
And
right.
then we are welcoming her sister, who was the birthday girl. She recently just turned 21. She's
Wow.
All
finishing up
right.
her last year of college, and we are just so honored to welcome her here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Jada.
Hi.
All
Hey,
right. Hey,
darling.
Miss
Hi.
Hey.
Jada.
Thank you for
Look at
having
them
me.
Happy
smiles. Oh,
birthday.
it's a pleasure. I like that art on the wall in the background.
I
That's
do
It's my
too.
beautiful.
tapestry. Yeah, I got a little. I don't know how to call this room. What the vibe of it is.
Way.
Yeah, it's the Pinterest type of room, like white, all the white sheets, the white and the
Mhm.
green vibe. So that's the accent color green. But yeah,
I love it. I love it. Because, see, listen, when I was these young ladies' age, I didn't have all that in my dorm room or in my room or my apartment, honey. I had a mattress, a pissy set of sheets, and look, and basic accommodations. Honey, she just came on and told us this was a Pinterest feng shui. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm impressed. So,
I
you know,
normally don't even do
I
half
am
the
too, because
things
I
that
was
my
still
last
living
2 years here. I haven't
I was
done.
living at home at 21, sweetie. So you're doing real good.
right. Jada, what was you getting ready to say?
No, I was just saying I normally don't do themes for my room. So this year I was like, okay, I kind of want to just do a theme and make it, cohesive. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I do. Well, ladies, we want to start off with what does it mean to be a young Black woman in today's society? We're living amidst a global pandemic right now. Thank God you ladies are in school and have your jobs and things like that. But it's a lot of things going on from Brianna Taylor to George Floyd. So I want to find out, what does it mean to be a young Black woman in today's society? And go right ahead with whoever wants to start first.
I
You
guess
go then. Yeah.
I guess I'll start as the oldest. I think I just had a conversation with my friends about this earlier, and I think there's no like blueprint, I guess, of being a Black woman, a young Black woman in this society. I think with all that's going on with Breonna Taylor and the political climate and COVID-19 and being in the middle of a pandemic, the best that the best that everyone can do is just be themselves. And I think that is very important for all Black women. Live your life, live your life the way that you want to live it, do what makes you happy. And I say that not to be like, laissez-faire, but I just think life is so short and there is no, check. I'm a box checker. So I kind of have to take myself out of that. Like there's no, degree, job, blah, blah, blah. Cause we're living in crazy times right now. So I think to answer your question, I just think it's just more about being yourself, living your life, whatever situation, whatever your situation is right now, just live it and be that. That is what a Black woman is, a young Black woman. Whatever the situation is, there's no blueprint to it.
I love it. Jada, what do you feel? What is life like to be a young Black woman in today's society?
I would say now it's more, I guess it's more conscious living as a Black woman. I think before, when I used to see police brutality and violence, with the exception of Sandra Bland, it was really more so against Black males. And not that I turned a blind eye, but I sometimes, like, I only got pulled over once, like, in my life from, not stopping at a stop sign. And I don't think I kind of had the, oh God, will something happen to me, feeling that I'm sure a lot of Black men get. And now after Brianna Taylor just being shot in her own home, I think now I get more nervous when I see cops. I'm like, or I get, that feeling of like, ooh, could something happen? And so now to me, it's just more, I'm more conscious of the space that I take up. And like Dana said as well, I am striving with the whole environment right now, not just police brutality, but also just a lot of the deaths that are related to COVID and then not related to COVID, just so many people dying. I think I'm way more just trying to live life to the fullest because it's really not promised. And definitely Brianna Taylor's death was where I'm like, yeah, you can be going to sleep and not even, know that what's next in life. Yeah. So I'm like, I have to live every day to the fullest because I do not know when that's not gonna, and I can't even think like, oh, that's not gonna happen to me. No. She is me, like legit me. She, she was me, so I cannot act like that's something other. It's something that can happen to me.
And Dana and Jada, the day we had the brunch, that was one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you two young ladies, is because again, you know, Brianna Taylor, here you are, and you're young, you happen to meet a young man and get in a relationship or whoever it might be. And again, you've worked all day, you at home in your bed, and the next thing you know, again, here you are, you're dead, you're out of the equation. And so, I was wondering what effect would that have on the young Black female psyche. And Kay Renee, I'm sure you even feel something or some way about this as well too.
Absolutely. As I spoke before the two sisters came on, that be in your sanctuary, your home, trying to have rest, and thinking that someone or someone's will come in to jeopardize that. You're just living your life. You work a good job, you do the right thing, and then you fall asleep, lay your head down to rest for another day, and then that day never comes. That's very sobering. To be at these young ladies' ages now, I would never dreamed that would be happening when I was their age. And so to have that now, you just have to have a sense of awareness, more awareness of who you are and where you are in this station of life. I applaud the two of you. I really do, for having that awareness and knowing to live your life.
They are absolutely beautiful. Ladies, what did the knee at George Floyd's neck do to you both? Seeing that on TV, seeing that gentleman cry out for his mother, we all know that when you're in trouble, we all call out to mama. Mama and God is two people we call out to, and your mama hear you before God will. And so what did it mean for you all to see that unfold on TV as well?
For me, with George Floyd, it honestly just made me angry. I think at that point, it was just like, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, what? Like, this is just ridiculous. It really upset me. I don't want to say who it was, but like to see, again, to my sister's point, sometimes it's a little disconnect because like I'm not a Black man, I'm a Black woman, but I am Black, But to see a Black man that I know in tears about it, that kind of moved me too, because it's just like, wow, like this could be any Black man, and it really just made me angry, and it made me with Brianna Taylor, with George Floyd. It just really just made me want to be educated too. I'm like, I needed to know details. I needed to know how can I vote. I needed to know. It pushed me to now see, like, okay, this is not. I knew it wasn't a game. I'm not stupid, but like that pushed me to be like, okay, I need to know what's going on. I'm not standing for it anymore. And so, what can I do now to be fully engaged, and move forward, I guess.
Yes. Jada, what do you feel about that knee to the neck situation?
So for me, like, I don't, and I'm sure this is maybe a lot of people, but I don't look at like Black violence, things like that. I'm not a big news person anyway, because stuff like that sits on my mind. So I try not to I don't like, looking at somebody getting shot and videos like that. And I never watched that. And the fact that that's even recorded, the fact that people say, and I know that people are doing that because sometimes the only way we may get justice is from having evidence of it, but I cannot look at people, beyond race, but definitely Black people that look like me getting hurt by police. So I can't look at it. But just the whole situation, I definitely have felt way more radicalized. This summer, like I started reading a little bit more about abolition, prison abolition, I should say, and just where to go from here. Because like Dana said, it's been happening for a long time, and not that I've at all turned a blind eye, but I definitely think, it's like, okay, you hear about this stuff and you're like, okay, there's protests at that time and, riots, and then, things die down and then everything kind of goes back to normal. But definitely this time around, I think I'm just like, it's time out, and a change has to really come. So that's where I've been at with this. Like, what can we really do to make a change now? So that's what I've been trying to do. Just read more as well, educate myself more, and find real ways, like how can we really get justice, and how I don't know if necessarily
yes,
killing,
I love it,
but yeah.
Kay Renee, you have a question for the young ladies?
I do. You posed this question to me,
Am I
so
breaking up? Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, ladies?
Yes.
Tonight is a very historical event. We have the first woman of color and the first Indian woman is going to debate in a vice presidential campaign season. What does that mean to the two of you to see this?
I'll let Jada. I'll speak for myself.
Yeah, you might want to go first.
I went to Howard. I graduated from Howard University.
All right.
Like Kamala. I feel different about it than everybody else does.
Oh,
I do.
Okay.
And it's because I went to Howard. So I'll let my sister go first.
Okay. All right.
I feel different about it because I'm, on this, path of kind of stepping out of like democracy and what that even means here. So for me, congrats to, Kamala. It's nice. I mean, we had a Black president, but it's nice to just see a woman get so far and have a really high position in politics. But I don't want to say I don't care. I don't
think she's a savior.
And not just Kamala,
Okay.
just this democracy as a whole. Like, we had a Black president. Trayvon Martin happened during Obama. Several, all the big police death and murder have happened during Obama. So this year, and still go out and vote. I'm gonna vote too, trying to get my absentee ballot right now. But I don't think that's going to be the change. I just don't think that's going to be the change. But congrats to Kamala. Still gonna keep up to date on politics and all that. But this is just, I don't. This system is far too. It's been in place for far too many centuries to change for right now. So
I agree with everything my sister said. I think the only thing I would add is just that people should really educate themselves, and I don't want to say like all kinfolk aren't skin, all skin folk ain't kinfolk or whatever people say. I don't. I'm still gonna support, and I'm never gonna bash a Black woman. That's just, I don't do that. But I would just encourage everybody to do their own research on her, and not just like Kamala because she went to Howard or because she's an AKA or something like that. So I would just suggest everyone do their own.
And no disrespect to Kamala, but she was also putting other people away for drug crimes. So I'm like, I don't. I mean, I don't know.
That's just us.
What were the two of you? If you could, let's say Kamala may be listening or her people. Mm-hmm. What 2 or 3 things you would tell her? Like, look, you have a position now to make a difference. What would you share with her? Say, hey, we know there's a change that needs to happen. What will be your top 3 topics that need to be changed right now?
Well, this is just, I don't like politics just in general. I don't like that people aren't genuine. I feel that she's not genuine. Like, just be if you're going to be Kamala, then be Kamala. Like, just be genuine.
It's a lot of pandering going on.
Yeah, it's a lot of pandering. It's, oh, look at me, I'm doing the wobble. Like, just do what like, don't be.
Right.
Hey, I don't like that. But I know that's what politics.
Look, don't be extra. Right. Don't be extra. Right.
Is this what you really like, or are you just doing that just to, here's a cookie. Look at y'all looking like, I don't like that. So that's first.
Okay.
I would say the biggest thing for me, and I kind of got this actually from my sister, and we were having a conversation about it, but I do believe that, and my parents disagree with me on this, but I do believe that the police system, they needs to be abolished. Like, abolish police, period. And that's my number one thing. I don't think that they do any good, and not just because of the deaths, just in general, like, just know the corruptness of the police departments, and Chicago being one of the main ones. My number one thing would just be abolish the police. I have to think about 2 and 3, but Jada can go.
Well, that was one of mine. I'm like, this justice system, this law and order, it's got to go. But that, when you ask that question, Karen, I'm like, unfortunately, I don't even have anything that any real things that somebody who's a politician can do, because politicians are going to do anything to save themselves. They're going to do, everyone says, what they'll do. Hey, well, when you're running for, student council, hey, I'll get you guys the best food in the lunchroom. You can't really do that because it's a whole system, and your superiors can't, you can't. So, I don't. That's where I go with the whole thing of, I try not to be a pessimist, but I'm like, I don't know if there's anything that you can really change. It's all just how this system and honestly the simulation works. It's so, okay, it's time for election year. It's like, okay, we're getting some big change. The one person though who I did think could maybe do some change was Bernie. I did think Bernie, but
Warren.
I don't know how.
Elizabeth Warren, yes.
I like Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I do too.
Ladies, if I had a crystal ball and had to look into my crystal ball, where will you both be 5 years from now? Besides having brunch, besides still having brunch with me on occasion, where will you ladies be 5 years from now?
I love talking about this. I like to live in the present, but I love looking at the future. I was just talking to my dad about this yesterday. Originally, I always wanted to move to New York, but now I want to move to LA. I do want to move to LA. I just told Dad that yesterday. Because I would like to be in the entertainment business. I want to be a producer. I'm speaking into existence. I will be a producer.
All right. That's right. Speak it to the universe.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what I'm doing professionally. I would like to. I like marriage. I would like to be married. So married, maybe a kid or two, maybe. And I would like to be comfortable. I don't like to say rich. I don't like too much money is enough, but I want to have enough money to be comfortable and be able to say I want to go on vacation, and I can go, or maybe buy my parents' house, things like that. But I don't want to. I don't want too much money. I just want to be comfortable. So that's
Gotcha.
5 years.
Nice,
All
nice.
right.
All right, Miss Jada, 5 years from now.
Yeah.
For me, I'm planning on leaving this country. You can find me in France.
All right.
Yeah, I'm counting down
I
the
love
months
it.
until I graduate so I can get out of here. But yeah, that's been my dream since I was 12. So I'm like, it's nice to see a dream like literally almost there. It's a dream, it's a goal. So that's where I want to go. I'm still figuring my life out. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. I just know that's where I want to be. And I know that, I'll find my path. I'll find my purpose. I've recently gotten back into photography as a hobby. So, depending on how I improve with my skill, I'm like, maybe I can do something with that as well. But yeah, I'm like, for right now, it's just being there. And I'm not necessarily into the traditional lifestyle, no disrespect to my sister, but, I'm not into the marriage, the kids and all that. I just want to be somewhere with nice views and, have fun.
She's my kindred spirit. She's my kindred spirit. Yes. Look, her uncle Art is coming to Paris to hang out with her. All of that.
Auntie K Renee is right there with you, honey.
Yeah. Look,
hey,
Al
Roker. No matter where I live, please let me know. I will always love to just be like a little tour guide.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Al Roker and Deborah Roberts of ABC News. Al Roker, the NBC meteorologist.
Mm-hmm.
Their daughter lives in Paris, and she's been living over there for a minute now. And it's impressive when I see young Black women decide to move to foreign countries. I've done stories on that. Everything. So I just think it's a beautiful thing. I really do. I love you both, ladies. I do. In closing, what would you like for the world to most know? Leave something on the world's heart, whether it's to go vote, whether it's to wear a mask, whether it's to protect yourself, or it could be to love the Generation Zers a little bit more. What, in closing, would you like to say?
I would say just continue to spread love in this world. It's very hateful. It's very evil. I see every day. So just continue to spread love and, do whatever makes you happy as long as it's not hurting, offending, harassing someone else. But, do what makes you happy, live life to the fullest and spread love.
Yay. Beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Dana, darling.
To piggyback off that, I would say love yourself. Treat yourself better. Feed yourself good food.
Yep.
Meditate, pray, whatever you do, but I would promote self-love. Love yourself. And I think, to my sister's point, that can help others. People love others, but they first love themselves and truly, truly love yourself.
Amen to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you have a new auntie, ladies. You both have new aunties now. So if you ever need me, you come calling, because I make a mean sweet potato pie lady. So
okay.
Yeah.
And look, K Renee, next brunch date, we'll kidnap you and take us with us too. I'm telling you, I had so much fun with these young ladies and one of their friends. They are just so beautiful. Yes,
oh my goodness.
Yes, aren't they beautiful, smart, all of that.
Yes.
The audience just loved you guys tonight. We just want to say thank you both. I love you both. The next time we doing brunch, okay? We do another brunch soon. All right.
I'll be back soon.
All right.
So
all right.
Thank you.
I love you both. Thank you. I love you. Thank you, ladies. Great job. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Right,
wasn't that beautiful? That was wonderful. Bye-bye. See, incredible young Generation Z. That's who they are. Isn't that something? Aren't they beautiful? I'm just so proud of them.
It does my heart good to see beautiful young women just living their life with purpose, with meaning, and being so. What I loved about the two of them, they're Miss Pat, brilliant, wise, and refreshing, and they're authentic. Authentic. Let me say it again. Authentic.
Yes.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
All right. Well, as you guys all know, tomorrow evening, Chat Daddy will not be here. Tomorrow night, I'll be a part of a star-studded event for IMD Guest House. Tomorrow night is their virtual gala, Love Wins. Information on how you guys can stop by tomorrow night is free for you to be a part of it. There are some wonderful silent auction gifts taking place tomorrow evening. Lovewins.givesmart.com is where you can go. It's starts at 5:30. It's a virtual cocktail party. Robin Roberts from ABC Good Morning America will be there. George Wentz, as you guys all remember, Norm from Cheers.
Yes.
Actor and comedian Tim Kazurinsky from Saturday Night Live and the Police Academy movies. David Cook. I mean, we have Charles Peanut Tillman. You name it. It's going to be really great. When I come back Monday night, actress and comedian Mary Ann Alder will be my very special guest co-host. As you guys remember her from The Edge of Night and a couple of others. We're going to talk about voting across the ages on Monday night, from the geriatric crowd all the way down to the Gen Zers. We're going to have a variety of people to talk about the importance of voting. Kay Renee, what do you want to say in closing, my love?
I want to give Lee this last nugget I did this morning. Life is about moments. Don't wait for them. Cherish them. And we have the opportunity to cherish this moment right here and right now. Just be your voice, not someone else's echo. That's it.
I love it. I do. Well, darling, thank you so much. I'm getting ready to get me some cheese crackers and some iced tea, and I'm getting ready to watch the debate of the century.
Yes, honey.
And we want to remind everyone to please vote, do what's necessary, do what's right. I'll be back Monday night at 7:00 to give you guys more of what you are needing and wanting to hear. And that's positive, good messages from great people. On behalf of my co-host tonight, the amazing Miss Kay Renee, let's just say our permanent fixture around here now. She comes with the place. She comes with the furniture. She does. Kay Renee, I love you so very much, my love.
I love you too, darling.
I really do. So much. All right. Pence and Harris. 8 o'clock. Let's get ready for it. 90 minutes, Utah. Here we go. Talk to you later, babe. See you in a little bit. Bye.